Hey Cancer, welcome to your October 2020 reading. How are you feeling? Libra season is here. The sun is about to move in a couple days while I'm filming this, and by the time you watch this, we will be in full swing. And it's amazing what what cardinal air does, the cardinal water, when it comes to making a decision. I think that the polarity and the duality that Libra season brings allows Cancer to get even more of a logical viewpoint into what it is that they are feeling, and they're able to identify um, with both sides of what they're logically seeing and understanding and what they're feeling, and that poses a huge dilemma, because you're left in this which one of the two uh which one of the two do you kind of trust? Three of Pentacles. I think what is important to understand is that just because you personally are hyper aware and are seeing both sides of what's going on, and you're feeling on such a deep level what's going on, yet you're seeing and witnessing and logically breaking down what's going on from a different lens, is that the ability to view whatever's going on in that way is actually a tool that you can use to your advantage, because not many people, and it's not just everybody else, who has the ability to have this advantage this month. And so I think it will serve as a great strength to you. I think what will help put your mind at ease is surrounding yourself with people that you trust and make you feel grounded, and that kind of encourage your natural ability as is. And so it'll just, in a very seamless way, kind of put this more restless vibe that's going on at ease. Ten of Cups. Because I think you guys, to your core, really feel like this right now. I think the Ten of Cups is a pretty accurate depiction of the area of life that you're in. I think the emotional fulfillment is there. You guys are pretty happy. The money is good. The love, whether you're involved with somebody or not, it could just be the self-love, is really good, and the water is running deep. So I think what is kind of going on right now, the overthinking is kind of even something that you're aware of as being more of like an annoyance. Like, bottom of the deck right now is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups can come up like a multitude of different ways, but in like this particular reading, this is kind of messing with you a little bit. Like, it's an annoyance. It's an annoying thing that's going on, because you're aware of just how good of a position you are in life. And so sometimes Cancers, like, I'm a Cancermoon, so I feel this. We will sometimes, I don't want to say sabotage ourselves when things are going good, but it most of the times it is sabotage, because while nothing is really going on in our external realm, whether we're kind of conscious of it or not, sometimes like our old programming will get the best of us, and we are just so used to or so comfortable being in that more melancholy space that when things do start to brighten up, that subconsciously you are kind of putting yourself back into this space of being overwhelmed by it. But yeah, again, even though it's something that may be stemming from you, it's not something that you're consciously trying to do. I think you are on that side of like, I even know that I'm doing this and I'm annoyed by it. Like, if I can stop it, if somebody can show me a way to stop it, then I will. And I think the way to kind of stop it this month is to just surround yourself with, like I said, the people that make you feel most you, because that will remind you of the and just amplify the fact that you are in this Ten of Cups space, and you'll just kind of learn to tune out, like as if it was a like a radio, you know. You'll just kind of be able to tune it out and sit in your own space. You know, the King of Pentacles isn't getting up off none of the king or queens in the deck, right? But the King of Pentacles isn't getting off of his throne, isn't going to be convinced of just anybody or just anything. Um, if somebody comes into his palace and is trying to tell him that um, they could be of value to him, that he needs this or that to grow, to exceed, to excel, to do whatever, right? The King of Pentacles is not isn't gonna buy it. All of his value and his worth for himself, he's very aware of it and very aware of the fact that he is like at the center of it, and he's not going to be easily wavered by just anybody. And so this allows you to be in a position of feeling really abundant within yourself, feeling like you have everything that you need to do what it is that you want to do, not feeling like there is a disconnect in how you're feeling and what you're analyzing. Again, this is like that you feeling within yourself that you can kind of turn this dilemma into a advantage for you, and it's a gift because not everybody is kind of blessed with the intuitive just emotional awareness that you guys have, not only of yourself but of other people especially. So yeah, I think the King of Pentacles space is definitely like a space that you can sit in for a majority of the month once you kind of get over the hump of getting out of like your head. And even if you don't completely exit your head and there is still a small portion of you that vacillates, if you could at least just be in balance enough with this Ten of Cups energy to like be able to have that conversation with yourself, whether mentally or out loud, like I know I'm feeling this way, but like these are the reasons and these are all the things in my life right now as to why I'm grateful and why I am abundant and all of this. And even though this little part of me is trying to play a trick, I am aware of who I am and my worth, and I'll let it pass, right? That is like that Cancerian flow. You know what I mean? Like the ocean is going to go through periods of being a really intense, like going through intense storms and all of that, but you can still find balance in that period, right? Knight of Swords, Nine of Wands, Justice card. Okay. So, as October progresses, as Libra season progresses, you may find that with the growing confidence in yourself and with that growing kind of awareness of your value, you are feeling very communicative and feeling very, you're less where you were blocked kind of at the beginning of the month, you are clear. You feel empowered and enabled to then utilize the gift that you have and not keep your voice locked up, you know, not hold yourself back from vocalizing something because you don't know which, you don't have the emotional belief in it to back it up, right? You have that kind of towards the middle of the month. I want to say we have a new moon on the 16th in Libra with the Justice card. I feel like once the new moon in Libra passes, or once we come up to that time, is when you're feeling super capable, right? And I think there is a possibility that okay, so let me just clarify. As the month progresses, right? As we approach the Libra new moon, you will consistently be moving out of the Two of Swords space into the Knight of Swords space, right? I think there is a period, though, as we get right around like the night before the night of the new moon on the 16th, where there's a little bit of like imposter syndrome going on, or you may have a wave of kind of being swept off your feet again, of feeling super insecure. Even again, the wands are still there behind him, right? But yet he still feels not secure. Whether he can see them or not, you know, that's up to personal judgment, right? I would think your peripheral, like you would see something or turn around and look at something, you know. But some would argue that he is completely unaware of the wands behind him. I want to say I think that's more of a choice. I think if around the new moon comes, when you do feel this way, don't stick your head in the sand and choose to be looking forward when there are 8 wands that are standing strong and tall behind you, ready for you to avail them. So yeah, again, I'm not trying to like shit on any feelings you may be going through, because again, Cancer moon, I've been feeling this already leading up into this month, and we're not even in October when I'm filming this yet. And it's valid, but that kind of level of harshness you need to have with yourself. You need to be that way if you're going to be direct to pull yourself out of it. Like, there is no more victim, just being a victim to the circumstances or the energies going on. You know what I mean? Like, there's always transits going on in the sky. Everything is always in a constant balance and in a constant dance. And so there are some alignments that are that flow better than others, and there are ones that are more that cause a little bit more chaos. But still, what you'll find in either ends of those spectrum is there is the flip side of that spectrum that exists in that realm as well. What do I mean by this? When there's all good going on, there is still some level of this, you know, not feeling so good, right? But then there are times when you don't feel great, but you have little pockets of feeling really good, you know? So everything balances out. Sorry to go on that tangent, but I just wanted to get across, I'm not trying to diminish how you're feeling. Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck right now. Just again, with the 9 of Wands, you may feel incapable of carrying out these things, these opportunities, right? Because you're so wrapped up mentally But what I'm saying is if you feel yourself enter this space around the new moon, right? You have to realize that it's nothing more than a test and just the energies going on around you. And you need to realize that even though you may have a blindfold on right now, that if you were to take that blindfold off and look around, the world isn't as severe as you think it is in your head. And because you start off the month kind of this way, or you exit September kind of feeling this way, right? It gives you like a basis to go off of. It gives you that baseline level of, okay, I feel this way. So that way when it comes up later this month, you're not taken off guard. You were already feeling this way a couple weeks ago by the time we reached the new moon. You know what I mean? Like around this time. And so it gives you the opportunity, if we put that down, now the true bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. You kind of need to be a little tough love with yourself, right? Because I think what you've been realizing over the course of this year, right, is you are the eternal mother, right? Moms, if you've ever talked to like moms that are very passionate about their role as a mother, a lot of them will tell you it's a thankless job. A lot of them will tell you that they aren't doing what they're doing because they're looking for that thank you or for that recognition. I've met so many moms where their fulfillment and their joy comes from the simple act of being able to play that role in that person's life, right? So if that's for like actual mothers, if we now apply this to like Cancer as the divine mother, right? You guys kind of need to have that moment with yourself of taking ownership of the fact that you do play this integral role in the universe, right? Like as Cancers, Cancermoon, Cancerrising, Cancersun, whatever. That you do play this role, and it does sometimes fluctuate and take you to different areas, right? And that you are able to think logically and emotionally and not have to sit in either one of those spaces all the time. And you can kind of fluctuate and be in a good harmony and balance with yourself, right? But in order to do that, it comes with the responsibility of you having to be a little harsh with yourself when you start to want to slip into the I don't want to be feeling this way, why am I feeling this way, all this, you know what I mean? You are very susceptible to absorbing energy from other people, from the world around you. And so, you know, all you need to pay attention to at the end of the day is what is going on in your immediate reality when you take the blindfolds off and you actually look around at what's going on in your house, in your backyard, with your family, with your loved ones, right? What you see is that life is operating pretty good as a whole, and you as a person are in a really good space of feeling super valuable, right? And the more that you channel this, the more that you'll be able to, when you start to feel like this, right? And like this, you'll be able to have that conversation with yourself, to tell yourself to knock your shit off, right? Like if you're a mom, like when your kids are acting like not ideal, not acting ideally, and you kind of need to have that tough love of asserting your dominance while also still being the loving mother, right? Um, that's it. That's what you are. You're allowed to occupy all different areas of that role and the responsibility that is placed upon you, right? When you have um like Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Okay? And like again, like the 9 of Wands, it's about embracing what you already have. It's not about what and like I just saw under the Queen of Swords, like there's 4 of Cups here. Like it's about embracing what you already have. Like you already have the skill set, you already have the personality type for this, you already have the makeup to do this. And you are programmed and hardwired to succeed at it so long as you apply that effort, right? And so just remind yourself of that. Just remind yourself if you lose sight of it. Again, the blindfolds are a notable mention here in both of these cards, right? When I see the blindfolds, I think of like in a very 21st century world, like that these would be like VR headsets. You know what I mean? Like imagine having a VR headset on with like the worst possible situation going on that you would dread, right? Like that's what's going on when you're in your head and you're playing over like all this anxiety, right? But if you look around at what's actually going on in the real world, you're doing pretty damn good. So just remind yourself of that this month. Kind of mother yourself, right? And you'll be good. You'll be able to enjoy Libra season so much more that way because when you do slip into that space of being hard on yourself, you'll just automatically know that, you know, it's not even a question of like, why am I, you just fall in line, right? And you can't get mad at anybody else because it's yourself telling you. So it's perfect. Like you would not want somebody else telling you to fall in line, right? That would make you even more pissed. So be grateful that you have to assume the responsibility of checking yourself. Okay? I love you so much, Cancer. Sorry if this was redundant and kind of a ramble, but I trust that you got it. See you next month.